So, hello to everyone present here today. My name is Hussain, and today we will be seeing the second chapter in the NEET series, which is biological classification. So, we have divided this chapter into several parts so that it will be convenient for you. Okay, so that you can look into the chapter in small parts. Okay, so today we will be seeing the first part, which is the introduction to classification. Under this topic, we will study about the different types of classification which were adopted over a period of time. Their basis of classification, meaning what are the characteristics which were studied in order to classify, and the scientists who proposed them, who were the people who proposed each classification. Yes? Okay. So first we'll start with Aristotle's classification. Aristotle was one of the first scientists or first people to attempt a more scientific basis of classification of organisms. Okay, so he was the first one to give scientific reasons when he classified organisms into different groups. So here the classification was very simple. He classified organisms into plants and animals, and then plants were classified into three groups, which is the herbs, shrubs, and trees. These were classified based on the size of the plants. Okay, whereas animals were classified into those with RBC and those without RBC. So let us look into the animals first. So animals with RBC, meaning red blood cells in the blood, came under Inaima, which included mammals, lizards, birds, and fishes, meaning those animals which have red blood cells. The other group was Anaima. Anaima means organisms without RBC. Anywhere A comes before a word, that means it is not having, like acellular, meaning it does not have any cells. Okay, something like that. Asexual meaning non-sexual, no sex. Okay. So similarly, Anaima means there are no RBCs in the body. So those Anaima organisms were again divided into two groups: the hard-bodied organisms, which had a hard exterior or hard exoskeleton, which includes your insects, and soft-bodied organisms, which were aquatic organisms. Under soft-bodied organisms also we had two groups: those with shell and those without shell. Shells or with shell or obviously included your mollusks like shellfish, and those without shells included jellyfish. Yes. And with respect to plants, we have the herbs, shrubs, and trees, where herbs are the smallest of the plants and the trees were the largest of the plants. Okay, coming to the next system, which is the two kingdom system of classification, which was proposed by Linnaeus in the year 1758. Okay, very important is the name of the classification, how many kingdoms, the name of the scientist, and the year in which it was proposed. Okay, these are the important points to take away from this session with respect to NEET. Okay, this system classified the organisms into two kingdoms, as we know, Plantae and Animalia. The criteria which was used was whether there's a presence or absence of cell wall, whether the mode of nutrition, whether the organism could eat or not eat, then locomotion was present or not, body organization, and presence or absence of contractile vacuole. Okay, so based on these criteria, the organisms were divided into kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Okay, but these two kingdom system of classification had some drawbacks where it was not able to put some organisms into either Plantae or Animalia. Some of the examples are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes were included under the same kingdom Plantae based on the presence of cell wall, but they are widely different. But they are widely differing in other features. Yes, so even though the presence of cell wall put them under kingdom Plantae, bacteria are completely different from plants. Okay, then we have the inclusion of unicellular and multicellular organisms in the same group. For example, Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra were placed under algae. Okay, so unicellular and multicellular organisms were placed in the same group. This was the second drawback. And the final drawback was that it did not differentiate between heterotrophic fungi and autotrophic green plant, meaning the mode of nutrition were same with respect to were different with respect to organisms in the same kingdom. Okay, so and also the other difference being fungi had chitinous cell wall while green plants had cellulosic cell wall. So all these differences, even though these organisms had all these differences, they were put under the same kingdom, and this is what was the drawback of two kingdom system of classification. So now all those organisms which did not fit into either kingdom Plantae or kingdom Animalia were put into a new kingdom, which was introduced by Ernest Haeckel in 1866 under three kingdom classification. The new kingdom introduced here was called kingdom protista. Okay, so kingdom protista included all unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Okay, it included unicellular eukaryotic organisms. This was the main criteria for all the organisms in kingdom protista. Okay, so under kingdom protista there were three kinds of organisms again. There were plant-like protistants, which means they are protistants which had plant-like characteristics. There were animal-like protistants and there were like fungi-like protistants. Okay, so these were the three kingdoms in three kingdom classification. Followed by which was four kingdom classification, which was proposed by Copeland in the year 1956. Here the new kingdom introduced was kingdom Monera, which solely included unicellular prokaryotic. In the previous kingdom we saw, in kingdom Protista, it included unicellular eukaryotic organisms. In kingdom Monera, it includes unicellular prokaryotic organisms. Or you can also say that kingdom Monera includes prokaryotes only, no other organism, no eukaryotes at all, prokaryotes exclusively. Okay, so which included none other than bacteria. So we had your archaebacteria, we have your bacteria, cyanobacteria, mycoplasma. All these are examples of kingdom organisms which were included under kingdom Monera. Okay, so four kingdom system of classification proposed by Copeland. And then we have five kingdom classification, which was proposed by R.H. Whittaker in 1969. Okay, the new kingdom introduced in this system was kingdom Mycota, which is also known as kingdom fungi. Okay, some features of the newly included kingdom fungi are chitinous cell wall instead of cellulosic cell wall when compared to plants, and saprotrophic mode of nutrition as compared to autotrophic mode of nutrition as compared to plants. Okay, since they were put into, why are we comparing it with plants? Because they were put into kingdom plantae before moving them into kingdom fungi. Okay, so these are the difference. Okay, so basis of classification for five kingdom classification was cell structure, thallus organization or body organization. We have mode of nutrition, whether they were autotrophic, heterotrophic, saprotrophic, and all those. We have reproduction, and then we have phylogenetic relationship, meaning over the period of time, how were these organisms related, or did they have the same ancestor or not? Okay. So yeah, so we have questions related to this session, which include the three kingdom system of classification introduced which new kingdom. Four kingdom classification included which new kingdom. Five kingdom classification included which new kingdom. Questions can be asked in such way as well. So here the answer is, for five kingdom system, the new kingdom introduced was kingdom fungi. So characteristics of five kingdom system of classification and comparative study. Okay, so we have the cell type. Cell type is the first characteristic. We see that only kingdom Monera had prokaryotic cells, whereas all other kingdoms have eukaryotic cells. Cell wall is absent in Animalia. It is present in all the other kingdoms, or at least in some members of all the other kingdoms. In kingdom Monera, it is non-cellulosic, meaning it is not made up of cellulose. It is made up of a new component which is made up of polysaccharide and amino acid. It is called as peptidoglycan. Okay, and in Protista, we had cell wall in some protistants, meaning plant-like protistants, whereas animal-like protistants lack cell wall because they have animal-like characteristics. Fungi also had cell wall. It was also non-cellulosic and it was made up of chitin. And plantae had cellulosic cell wall. Yes. Then we have the nuclear membrane that can be compared with your cell type. If it's a prokaryotic cell, it has no nuclear membrane because the clear defined nucleus is absent. Okay, whereas all the other organisms, all the other kingdoms had the nuclear membrane. Body organization, it increases as we go down the line from Monera to Animalia. It increases in the cellular organization or body organization. So Monera and Protistants are unicellular, so they are seen at the cellular level. Fungi are made up of a few cells to a few tissue, so they are multicellular and loose tissue. Plantae, you can see a few tissue, two organs, and Animalia, we can see tissue, organ system, everything. Okay. Mode of nutrition, as we see for Monera, it is a wide mode of nutrition. We have autotrophic and heterotrophic is seen. For Protistants also, since different types of organisms are seen, we see autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. For fungi, which has predominantly saprotrophic mode of nutrition, comes under heterotrophic nutrition. Plantae, it is autotrophic nutrition, and Animalia is exclusively heterotrophic. Okay, and there is one more last kingdom, last system of classification, which is six kingdom system of classification, which is also known as three domains of life. So what is a domain? What is a domain? A domain is nothing but a new taxa which is placed above kingdom. So as we know, there are seven taxas, right? So domain is placed above kingdom where related kingdoms are put under one domain. For example, if you see in the tree diagram, you will see that under kingdom Eukarya we have four kingdoms. Under domain Eukarya we have four kingdoms, which is kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. So a domain is a bigger taxa which contains several related kingdoms. So in 1990, Carl Woese proposed the six kingdom classification, and the new kingdom which was introduced here was Archaebacteria, kingdom Archaebacteria. Okay, and the three domains which included in this system are domain Archaea, which includes kingdom Archaebacteria, domain Bacteria, which includes kingdom Monera, not Eubacteria, sorry, kingdom Monera, and domain Eukarya, which includes your four kingdoms: Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. Here, the basis of classification was done with the help of reading the sequence of 16S rRNA, which is a ribosomal gene. Okay, it is present on the ribosomes. Okay, where is it present? I have given you the diagram that it is present in the smaller subunit of 70S ribosome. Okay, so since both your eukaryotes and your prokaryotes have the 70S ribosome, and using 16S rRNA, we could distinguish between different organisms. It is a very what do you call it, unique sequence which is different for different organisms. Okay, with the help of this sequence, we divided the entire organisms or entire group of organisms into three domains or six kingdoms as we study. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this session. My name is Hussain. Thank you and have a nice day.